Before we start this episode, I want to share a super exciting offer with you. From now until the end of January 2026, you can get 26% off the cost of a full year in Boss Your Socials Club. There are 3 tiers to choose from depending on the level of support you want, and every tier gives you access to a supportive community, accountability, and all the tools, templates, and strategies that you need to market your business on social media, show up, and actually grow your business without the overwhelm. So if you're ready to finally prioritize your socials, and if you're ready to make a real difference in your business, Boss Your Socials Club is here, and now is the best time to join. To grab your discount, head to www.beheardsocials.com/kickstart. Choose the annual option for your preferred tier, tap on Have a Coupon at checkout, and enter the code KICKSTART. That's KICKSTART. Let's kickstart your new year, get your socials working for you, and make 2026 your easiest, most organised year yet. In the meantime, though, let's get back to the episode that you came for. I see so many business owners pouring hours into creating content, watching likes, comments and shares like they are the ultimate measure of success. And then they wonder why it's not converting into sales or marketing their business or having the impact that they want it to have. But the thing is, not every post you put out there is meant to get a flurry of visible engagement. Some posts are designed for a completely different purpose. And if you're judging them by engagement alone, you are always going to end up disappointed. Which is why in today's episode of Show Up and Be Heard, I want to talk about the 3 types of posts that often get overlooked because they don't look pretty in your feed or they don't give you that instant dopamine hit, and they are never going to go viral, but they are absolutely essential for marketing your business. But before we dive in, if you're new here, hi, I'm your host, Becky McAvoy. I'm a multi-award winning social media marketer and the dreamer behind Be Heard Socials and the Boss Your Socials Club. I created this podcast to help women like you simplify your life and grow a business on your terms without the overwhelm. So if you're ready for some no BS advice, practical tips and honest chats that make social media and business feel lighter and more doable, then you are in exactly the right place. Whilst you're here though, can I ask a tiny favour? If you're enjoying the show, it would mean the world to me if you could follow the podcast and leave a quick review. It genuinely helps more women discover the show, because the more engagement it has, the more the platforms recommend it to the people that need this kind of support. It only takes a moment, but it makes such a big difference. Thank you so much. Now let's get started with this week's episode. Okay, so before I get stuck into the 3 posts that I think you should always be sharing, I just want to say I am aware that this isn't the most exciting thing for me to be talking to you about. Like, let me share some post ideas that are barely going to get noticed. But that's probably the first myth I want to clear up. Low engagement or low visible engagement doesn't mean not being noticed. So the types of posts that I'm going to share with you are the types of posts that do their job quietly, building trust, moving your audience closer to working with you, and ultimately bringing in the sales. And honestly, it's way more important than a few hearts on your feed. At the end of the day, we are all here to make sales, and all of our posts should actually be leading to that. But these are the kind of posts that, like I said, won't get a flurry of visible engagement. So please bear with me. I know it's not the most exciting, but I do think it will be really helpful to share with you. Okay, so with that being said, I am going to get stuck in and I'm going to share the first post. So the first one is sales posts. And this is a bit of an straight in with the truth bomb kind of thing. If you are not selling and selling often, then I hate to break it to you, but you don't actually have a business. You have an expensive hobby. Yeah, I know that's harsh, but it's really true. And I see too many people doing it. And I think this is where, and I'll explore this a little bit later in the episode, we really want to differentiate between content creators and marketing your business on social media, because a lot of the advice that is out there for being successful on social media or doing well on social media is aimed at content creators. A lot of the changes that Instagram bring in is to help content creators, and they're not always relevant for businesses, which is okay because that's not necessarily what Instagram are trying to do or the people that are giving the advice are trying to do. But it's important to remember, and I remind my members about this all the time. It's why when we have the private podcast, I have about 15 different updates that I filter through, but I maybe only share 3 or 4 with them because they're the ones that are relevant for businesses. And like I said, I can't even tell you how many Instagram pages I audit or I have a question from a member and I go and look at their page to find out like how I can help them and what changes they can make, well, one of the most glaringly obvious problems is I have no idea what they actually sell or how to buy or work with them. Sometimes they will have sales posts, but they will be hidden in a pretty image with a caption that you have to hunt through to find the actual sales message. It looks good, don't get me wrong, like it might look pretty and a really aesthetic picture, but it's easily missed from people that are scrolling and don't have a lot of attention to stop and really sift through the information. So when I'm talking about sales posts here, and for the purpose of this episode, I am talking about direct and clear ads, the ones that make it obvious what the offer is and exactly how someone can buy. The sales posts that I was talking about just now, where, I don't know, there's a really nice story and it leads into a business message or a sales message, they are fine and they are okay to do and they work. But the ones that I am talking about here are the ones that are really obvious. They are a direct advert. If somebody looks at your page or it's in a pinned post, it is really obvious what you are telling them. You're telling them what the product is, how much it costs, how they take the next step to purchase it or work with you or whatever it might be. Now, sales posts rarely get many likes or a flood of comments, but I just want to really reassure you that that is okay. Their purpose isn't to go viral. And this is why, again, you'll have heard me speak about this in previous podcasts, but you should have a clear goal for each post that you publish. And you should only have one goal for that post. So if you are doing a post around engagement, it might be that your goal is to get comments or likes or saves or shares or whatever it might be. But with sales posts, the purpose of it is to get people to take the next step, to click a link, to DM you, to ask more questions, to find out about it. Their purpose, like I said, isn't to go viral. It's to drive direct sales, to bring new customers through your door, and to be a constant reminder what you do and what you sell. So you are front of mind when someone does need you or might want to recommend you to somebody else. They are really clear about what it is that you do. And when I'm saying they're really clear about what it is that you do, because they might want to recommend you, that is as equally as important as them wanting to buy from you. It's the same for me, that lots of my friends, family, people that I talk to in my personal life know that I do social media marketing. But if they don't know that what I do is I have a membership where I help small business and I create content plans and I answer questions and that kind of thing, and I don't do social media management anymore, it means they're going to be recommending me for the wrong thing. I'm going to be getting inquiries about the wrong thing. I don't want inquiries from people who want full social media management. I want people who want one-off help or who want to join the membership or who want a little bit of help with strategy on a monthly retainer. I need to be really clear about what I offer so that when they're talking about me or recommending me or tagging me in posts on Facebook or whatever it might be, they know they're recommending me for the right thing. A well-written sales post tells your audience exactly what problem you solve and why they need you. Maybe it is an offer that expires soon, a product that solves a pain point or a frustration, or a service that gets results and makes people's lives easier or has some kind of transformation for them. Even if only a handful of people see it and act, that is still potential revenue in your pocket, and it is still potential mouth going out and talking about what you do and recommending you when they speak to somebody that might need what you offer. And honestly, I would take 10 sales over 10 likes any day. These posts are the lifeblood of your business, so don't judge their success by engagement metrics. Are people buying and do people know what you sell? If the answer to those questions is yes, then you are winning. And that is the point of those posts. Okay, so that's the first one, sales posts. I'm going to move on to the second post that never get that flurry of engagement, but are so important to regularly post on your social media. And that is reviews and testimonials, and lumped in with that, I guess, social proof in general, case studies, for example, or nice comments or messages from people, but reviews and testimonials we are looking at. And we'll take that as an overarching sort of theme for it. So, like I said, reviews, testimonials, client success stories. These posts might not get you on the explore page on Instagram, but they are pure gold for building trust and credibility. When potential clients or your followers see others raving about your business, they start to believe that you can solve their problems too, or they start to believe that you are not just talking the talk, you are walking the walk as well. You are really good at what you do, and they can confidently recommend you to that person that is looking for what you sell. Even a short quote from a happy client can make a huge difference. And video testimonials are even better because people love seeing real reactions, and it just adds that extra bit of trust, doesn't it? These posts quietly influence purchasing decisions behind the scenes. They say, yes, other people have tried this and it works. You can trust me. And the best part, you're not just collecting really good reviews and testimonials. Like I said at the beginning, you're creating social proof. And that trust builds over time and can be the nudge someone needs to finally work with you. So again, don't stress if the likes aren't rolling in. The right people are noticing, and that's what matters. And it might be that they're not ready for you right then, but the more you build up that trust and the more you build up that credibility, when they are ready, you will be the one they are thinking of. And when you're thinking about reviews and testimonials, try and get people to say things or use the ones that are really showing how you have basically overcome a pain point. So for example, if I'm talking about Boss Your Socials Club and someone is talking about the mental load that it takes away because they don't have to think about the content ideas anymore, the fact that it saves them time, the fact that they just don't have to worry as much anymore, the fact that they can more easily take a break from their work and know that they are still being visible, that's the kind of stuff for me that other people might be worrying about and thinking, oh, I need a bit of that as well. So try and think about the things that solve that as an issue and prove that you can help that problem. But yeah, sales posts, reviews and testimonials, they're never going to get a massive flurry of likes, but they are so important to post regularly on your social media, which takes me into number 3. And my final post that you need to be posting regularly that isn't going to drive that flurry of engagement. And that is posts that direct your audience away from the platform that they are on. So when I'm talking about this, I'm talking about the posts that send people away from Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, wherever it is you are posting. I'm talking about sharing your blog posts, links to your podcast, free downloads, or any other valuable resource that you've created. Because social media platforms' main goal is to keep people on the platform. So getting people to actually click through to your website, your podcast, or your downloads is much harder than it looks. And sometimes people don't want to do it because you might get penalized by the algorithm. Because like I said, Instagram or any of the platforms actually don't want people coming away from their platform. So they're not going to push that post as much. But they are still important to do. It's why making these posts a habit is so important, because it trains your audience to take action and move closer to working with you, even if it takes a few times before they actually do it. It gets them into the habit of clicking a link and moving away from the platform that they are on. And like I said, the platform may not give you as much reach, but some people will see it. And again, it's important because if people are taking action off of that, it's sending positive signals to the algorithm that actually people do want to see your content. And like I said, the purpose here is really simple. It's about getting them into the habit of doing it. And also it gets them into the habit of moving away from the platform and seeing more of your work. It takes them through your sales funnel. So a person who reads your blog, listens to your podcast, or downloads your free guide or whatever it might be is more likely to buy from you later because they've seen your expertise in action and they've become a warmer audience. These are the kind of posts that show your authority and position you as the expert, but the likes, comments and shares, they're not going to skyrocket from it. And that is perfectly fine, because I go back to my point earlier about thinking about what the goal is. The goal is traffic. The goal is email signups or podcast listens. The goal sometimes is just to get people into the habit of clicking a link and moving away from what they're on. That when you say link in bio or you say comment this thing below and I'll send you the link, they do it and they get into the habit of doing it. And I guess really all of these 3 posts are, I was going to say results over vanity metrics every time, but it's not always about that, because sometimes your goal will be engagement. It will be likes or shares. But the purpose is that every part of our social media should be leading people to buy from us. And it's sales over engagement every time. Now, it is important to obviously have engagement on your social media. It's one of the parts of my boss framework, which I'll speak a little bit about in a minute, actually, so that when you're getting that bit of it right, it helps your sales posts and these 3 types of posts perform better, because you're getting engagement on the posts that the goal for those posts is engagement. And that has sent positive signals to the algorithm. It's shown the algorithm who's interested in your content and who engages with it when that is the purpose. And it will more likely show them the sales posts. So there you have it. 3 types of posts that might look like low engagement, but are actually essential for your business. Next time you are planning content, make sure you check this list and make sure these posts are included and make sure you include them regularly. The key here is that when these posts are planned strategically as part of a wider content plan, you hit the sweet spot of engagement and sales. And that is exactly the premise of my BOSS framework and what my BOSS framework was created on. It's why I created the BOSS framework. I'm not going to go into a massive amount of detail about the framework because I do have an episode completely dedicated to that. So I will link to that in the show notes. And if you're interested, you can find out more about how it works if you want to dive a bit deeper in it. But really quickly, each of the letters in BOSS stand for a different thing. And the O stands for optimizing for engagement. The first S stands for show off, and the second S stands for sell often. And what these 3 posts really that I'm talking about today are the show off and sell often posts. And when you combine that with the optimize for engagement posts, like I said, you've hit the sweet spot, because the optimize for engagement posts are going to be getting your ideal audience to engage with your content and to show the algorithm that they're interested in your content. And although you may not get as much reach on the show off and the sell posts, the people that are regularly engaging with your optimize for engagement posts are more likely to be shown the kind of posts that I've spoken about today because they are engaging with your other content. So if you want to know more about how that framework works in a lot more detail, I will link to that episode in the show notes. You can go and have a listen to it. And like I said, that's where you get the sweet spot. And of course, obviously, it would be remiss for me to say, given that I'm talking about this kind of thing, if you need a helping hand putting it all together or just getting used to what this looks like in a content strategy and a content plan, you can join Boss Your Socials Club to make it even easier. I will also link to Boss Your Socials Club in the show notes, because Boss Your Socials Club will give you an expert, which is me, by the way, who will plan it for you and make sure all of the kind of posts you need are included in your content plan and strategy every month. It takes a mental load off and it makes sure your content is actually working for your business. So like I said, I will also link to that in the show notes if you feel you need a bit of extra help as well. Okay, so that is it for today's episode. I hope it helped. And in the meantime, I will be back in your ears next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am truly grateful for your time and energy today. I know you've got a million things on your plate, and the fact that you are here investing your time into something that will help yourself, your business, and your socials grow is something I am really proud of you for. Before you go though, if you love this podcast and you're a woman running a small business who wants to make social media easier and business life less lonely, I've got something for you. The Boss Your Socials Club is here to bring you inspiration, accountability, confidence, and community. It's a place where we ban the word should because we believe in bespoke advice that will work for you, your stage of life, and your business. As a member, you'll get a clear content plan every month, ready-to-use templates, and the accountability to actually show up. Plus, you'll have expert support and a community of incredible women who get it and who want to cheer you on and support you in your business journey. Think of it like having a teeny tiny social media marketing expert in your pocket, giving you the knowledge and the assurance when it comes to posting great, engaging content on your social media platforms and showing up in a way that grows your business without the overwhelm. Whether you're just getting started or looking to take your social media to the next level, Boss Your Socials Club has everything you need. You can join from just £14 a month or save with an annual membership. The link is in the show notes. Thank you again for being here today, and I can't wait to catch you in the next episode. Until then, take care and keep showing up.